Right, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Within. You might be wondering, where under the sun are we, and what under the sun is he doing now, other than staring into your soul with his rather creepy eyes? We're actually at the beginning of Chapter 4, for no particularly good reason. Simply because before we jumped into the DLCs, I wanted to show off the weapons that we had locked in the New Game Plus, which is where we are at the moment. So we have the machine gun and we have the rocket launcher. We also have all of the extra points and so forth. So I thought we could screw around with these just for 5 minutes and just find some nice people to shoot in the face for the sake of showing off these new guns that I'm a little bit curious about playing with. I hope so. Is it something that was used to get shot in the face? Seemingly so, yes. Hello, friend. That's not really what I wanted, but never mind. Get it. I'm amazed he's surviving this. This gun isn't as powerful as I thought it would be. Well, there we are. Wonder how they'll balance the sort of ammo drop mechanics, because of course previously they could drop like 3 or 4 different types of ammunition. Now they've got to drop like even more, which is going to make things difficult. Is there a bomb in here? Yes, there is. I'm not even going to try and get out of this thing. In fact, I'm going to try and get out of this thing. I'm not going to try and press buttons that I didn't mean to press, because that wasn't what I meant to do. Anyway, that seems quite cool, like it would be quite a good gun. Have I discovered something of interest? Yes, I have. I forgot about you before I even remembered you, mate. You can holster your weapon with C. I didn't realise you could do that. Alright then, now we should hit someone in the face with a rocket launcher. Ew. I'm not allowed to walk around when I have this out. Alright, that's interesting and curious. I need to find us a villain with which I can shoot their face off.
What's wrong with this kid?
Where is there a villain? I wish to find a villain. Must be lots of villains around here, surely. Come along now. Don't be shy. I'm only going to shove a rocket in your face. Oh, come on. Oh no, there's just like a long cutscene down there. Oh, come on. I picked a chapter at random because I didn't know which one would be the right one to use. Please say there's a baddie here. Oh gosh, give me a moment. I shall find somebody to shoot in the face with a rocket launcher. Should we be very naughty and shoot the doctor? Oh! Turns out the doctor's just a figment of my imagination. He's just a, you can just shoot through him. That doesn't seem very fair. Are there villains in here? Oh, shut up. Nobody cares. You screaming old woman. Nobody cares about your problems. We have rocket launchers to deal with. Give me a moment, I'll find someone to shoot in the face with a rocket launcher.
Hey! Over here! That's right, this way!
That old guy's gonna get himself killed.
Shut up. He's not going to get himself killed. Right then. I keep forgetting I can't move with this thing out. Right then, do you spy some villainous cads over by that door? Because I do. Oh, most of them are gone now. And that rocket has quite a lot of drop, and it didn't actually hit anyone. There we are. That's better. Should we go and investigate the mess we've caused? I bet that rocket launcher would make it 1,000 times easier against... Ooh, hello! I know. He used the rocket launcher on you as well. Hello, friend! Ooh, that seems rather successful. Very successful, if you ask me. Right then. Now that we've been messing around with this silly thing. Hello, silly person. Giddy aunt. Oh, I'm not silly for forgetting to reload. Honest. There we are. Right. I mean, it's a rocket launcher. What did you expect it to do? But, you know, at the same time, at least we've seen it. I don't guess I can climb up here and shoot the, who I believe is referred to as the sadist, can I? I doubt there's going to be like a gap in the fence that I can make use of. But, I'll certainly give it a go. No, I don't think I can do that without getting myself killed. Oh well, that's a shame. Never mind. Right, that's enough of all of that rubbish. Yes, just wanted to show you off. I just wanted to show off to you the extra couple of guns that we earned, and yes, right then. Now it's time to actually stop screwing around and get on with the DLCs, which is kind of what we're actually supposed to be doing here. I remember this one vaguely, but I have no memory of these two. I'm going to presume they're in chronological order, and we're going to get on with the first one. Righty-ho then. So this time we're going to be playing as Kidman, I believe. The assignments. The almost impossible to read assignment, but never mind. Do we just play the game, or do we go into another menu? No, we do go into another menu with that Midas Corporation thingamajig again. Right then, let's stop screwing around and get on with the game. Yes, I'm sure it's all fine. Let's just go. Let's have a bit of fun. We've wasted enough time at the beginning of this video anyway. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Peeking around corners with the flashlight is the most effective way of scouting an enemy for scouting an area for enemies and traps. Alright then, so we're going to have a light instead of that, goodness, that was a bit dark. We're going to have a light instead of that, lantern. They existed together, but each saw things in their own way. It was as if each patient's consciousness was filling in the blanks and creating their own reality.
Do you stand with Mobius?
I do. I made my choice.
Where are we? I've had numerous accidents in this game, where this could be literally any of them. Oh, we're in the ambulance, aren't we? We're in the ambulance from the bit just prior to the bit that we were playing when we were mucking around with the rocket launcher. Goodness. There's fan service, and then there's whatever under the sun this is. I can only assume these developers went on to work for Blizzard after they were finished with this game. Right then, should we get back to the murder and the zombies, please, if that's not too much to ask? As much as I am hesitant to move on. Righty then. Shush you, you've been fed. Mischievous cat interruptions. It seems I do not have, at least at the moment, a weapon wheel. Mind you, I don't think the detective had one either.
No blood. Or anything.
No, just a lot of interruptions from the very mischievous cat. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright then. Any sort of secret items or anything that is hidden around that I could gather? No, seemingly not. That's a little bit of a shame. Although I have only explored a little tiny bit. There is a crow, however. Which is,
I wasn't alone. Where is everybody?
It's difficult to... I'm just trying to remember back to the actual bit of like the main game where we went through all of this, and whether the detective was asking similar questions. What I do find strange is that she's woken up in the ambulance and crawled out, and yet also that's what the detective did. But if they were both in the ambulance, they couldn't have both crawled out without seeing each other. One must have crawled out first, and that one would have seen the other. But possibly due to this all being part of Rubik's mind, even though I still don't quite understand at what point we ended up inside Rubik's mind and what part we didn't, then presumably... That's charming. Presumably, we needn't conform to the regular laws of physics. This is a bit spooky. It's like we're going to enter Oasis in Fallout 3. Well, that's Leslie, isn't it? Kitty aunt. I'd rather not fall, if that's alright with you. Oh, it's you. I seem to remember the detective killing you at some point with a gun I don't have. A rock? Oh. I guess stilettos have more use than we realised. Oh, dear. I mean, if you did go through that, I don't think it would actually cut anything that valuable. Sorry, the cat is doing something rather strange at the moment. She seems to be using the wall as a scratching post. Would you just calm down for 5 minutes? Crying out loud. I do apologise. I also need a bath, it seems. I have to buy one of those new shirts they're always talking about in the city.
I've got to get out of here.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Indeed. Right then, man alive. If I'd known the shoes were so dangerous, I'd have started throwing shoes at people a lot sooner in my life. Can I crouch and go under here? Yes, I can. Question is whether I should go through here, or whether I should go through this little side passage here. I don't know, but I can hear some screamings and scratchings of villainous people, which is a little scary. What do we have here? We have a document. KCPD criminal report. Shouldn't that belong to like the police department instead of this secret organisation of villainous crazies? And now she's trying to eat my phone charging cable. Man alive, someone wants attention. Dear oh dear. Description: record expunged, juvenile offences. Record expunged, juvenile offences. Criminal trespass, destruction of property, grand theft, and receipt of stolen goods. Goodness, someone was a little whippersnapper, weren't they? Underage consumption of alcohol, shoplifting, resisting arrest, burglary, possession of controlled substance with intent to sell, robbery with use of firearm, assault, grand theft, criminal evasion, resisting arrest, and assault on an officer. Goodness, somebody was being most naughty, were they not? I don't know who that's referring to. Thinking of the main characters. I wouldn't imagine it'd be like the detective. Definitely couldn't be Joseph. Could be Kidman, I suppose? I don't know. We don't really know enough about her. She's a bit too mysterious for all that. I doubt it'd be Ruvik. Ruvik was a bit too much of an entitled little brat and a bit too concerned with cutting up small insects. And eventually large people instead. Instead of going around selling drugs. I'm not sure this is a safe place to be.
Hey, where's Joseph?
Earth is that talking? I don't recognise that voice at all. I feel like we're approaching a bit of a crescendo, or possibly just a migraine. One or the other. Oh, here we go. It's all that we're getting like VHS filter stuff here. It's almost like we're using a gammy SCART lead rather than just having a headache.
Leslie Withers.
Goodness, this is
I'm sorry?
of space.
Kid, I need you focused. I need your attention. This is a serious matter. Everything we do is a serious matter.
I'm ready.
I'd like to think so, but conviction must be proven with action. As I was saying, your target is Leslie Withers. He's a patient at Beacon Mental Hospital. But he's something more. Simply put, we need him to run our STEM system. Without this asset, our research will mean nothing.
I don't understand. We own Beacon. Why not just take him?
Our relationship with his advisor, Marcelo Jimenez, has become rather strained. The boy is a leverage piece. Jimenez plans to activate a STEM prototype at Beacon without our permission. Obviously, that's unsuitable. Have no illusions. It will be dangerous. Come, take a walk. The nurses are waiting.
The nurses? Am I having some sort of tests? Turned much like medical tests. Oh, goodness. Please tell me you're better behaved than that one over there. Your spooky red eyes. Also, I've never met a cat in my life that would be willing to have a ribbon on it like that.
Hey there.
Just putting that out there.
Where did you come from?
Oh yeah, this is how you save, isn't it? Goodness. I remember this. I should not to save in a spot, please. Yes, there we are. That is enough saving. That's about the amount of attention that cat usually wants as well. Alrighty then. I'm getting a real, goodness, what's the name of the bloke in Resident Evil who always had like a light behind him and sat in a scary desk? You could play as him in the Mercenaries in Resident Evil 4, but I forget his name. I am most stupid, but never mind. Presumably that's what they're sort of harkening back to. Goodness, this is a very inefficient use of space in this office, isn't it? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Never mind, none of that matters. Let us go and see these nurses that you wanted to talk about. Goodness. Hello? Goodness, he looks like he was baking a cake in a cartoon, opened the oven after leaving it in too long, and it blew up in his face. They also have that little, sort of steak logo on their gloves. Oh, Kitty, that is quite creepy. And when I say steak, I don't mean a beef steak. I don't mean a lovely sirloin. I mean like a stake through the heart for a vampire. Goodness, that's a little dark and scary. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Those faces are seriously freaking me out. Alright then, can I go through here? No, not even kicking the door is enough. Alright. Do I need to engage in conversations with you, perhaps? You seem of significance. No, I do not need to engage in conversations with you, perhaps. Perhaps I need to go through the door with the big green exit sign on it, rather than scurrying around. There we are. Where is my shadowy boss gone? Perhaps he, fails to exist in well-lit areas for the sake of maintaining his mysteriousness. I don't know. Oh, there we are. That might be him over there. That looks sort of dark enough and creepy enough in order to, be the man we're looking for. Can I go through here? Am I allowed access? I'm not! What? I'm not allowed access, but I can break in. Oh. The machine is slow. It couldn't read it instantaneously. I do apologise. Right, we're gonna go for our little business meeting on the move now.
If Jimenez activates the system, he'll be pulled in. Hopefully he doesn't. But as a precaution, we've prepared an infusion to prevent contamination.
Like a vaccine? To protect me?
More accurately, to hide you. We developed STAT, but there is a ghost in the system. Something we call Ruvik. It means to keep us out. This infusion should protect you to some extent.
So Ruvik wasn't part of the Mobius Corporation then? So there's two different STEM systems, the one run by Jimenez and the one run by the Mobius Corporation. Ruvik is in Jimenez's corporation, Jimenez's STEM system.
You won't be alone. You'll be with your team from KPD. You'll get a call on the radio reporting an incident at Beacon. Everything will be arranged. But their consequences of little value. In regards to your mission, they're expendable.
Which essentially means that I'm expendable. What good fun. Giddy odds. Very dramatic sense of lighting in this place, haven't they?
Sit down.
Oh gosh. Don't mix medicine and work.
That boy. He will enable us to change everything.
I'll come back with him.
I needn't remind you the consequences for failure. Loyalty is a sensitive subject for us. Trust is such a valued commodity in today's world. So once again, I ask you, do you stand with Mobius?
I do. I made my choice.
Now you must back up your words with actions. Do not waver. Now
Did you need to push it in
down,
that deep?
and when I'm finished, I'll ask you a series of questions.
Why? I haven't been anywhere yet. I haven't done anything.
9,
Kitty on, I didn't revise for this exam.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'd like to ask you some questions.
Goodness, you might want to ask the nurse for something.
Have you ever felt abandoned by the ones you trusted?
That's an oddly personal question. I don't remember consenting to none of this. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, man alive, I don't remember any of this. Alright, can I get this thing out of my veins without, totally disconnecting my blood supply? Man alive. I'm not a massive fan of needles. Oh goodness, especially not onto the drip bus. That's a bit weird and not really on, as far as I'm concerned. Alright. Now that I've woken up from my massive bender... Judging by that grate, we're back in the hospital. I was wondering whether that was a figure, but I was just thinking, no, there's no way it could be a figure. She'd have reacted to it if it was, and I'd look like an idiot if I said that. Not that I wouldn't look like an idiot for all the other things I say, without any sense of hesitation. But, you know... Alright. Anything of consequence around here? Any other sort of documentations or other items that I could make good use of? There is some strange light here, but I do not think that light is a thing that I can sort of pick up and take with me. What's that spooky noise? Oh, actually, alright, I can't actually go this way because of the gate. Where did the monster go then? The monster was presumably standing here and then ran off in this direction. Something a little bit fishy is going on here. Alright, I could go through that door, which looks like it's been blocked with something, but I could probably get it open. Is there anywhere else I want to go? Not really, because it seems like everywhere else is blocked off. Alright then, doesn't seem like there's any items here, so let's see if we can track down a few answers. Ah, the light! Excellent, that's going to make my life a little easier. I assume we don't need batteries for it, of course, but we probably do. Alrighty then. Okay, so how does this work?
What's going on?
There we go, alright.
Where did everyone go?
Let's press mouse 2 to hold it military style. I approve. That was a spooky, pokey noise. Alright then, so sort of follows my mouse for the most part. Which probably means this rest of this environment is going to be quite a bit darker. Just for the fun of it. Yeah. Like this room. This seems quite a bit darker. At least I've got my melee attack, but I don't actually seem to have anything else. Certainly not at the moment. Hello, friend. Do you need to be kicked in the face? Because I'll so happily do that if it keeps you dead. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I don't think there's anything here of any consequence. I do notice, however, on that bottle there, the Beacon Mental Hospital logo, which at least implies where we might be. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, was what I just went through a memory that was induced by whatever sort of headaches I was having? Goodness. I mean, I have a lock on my door, but this takes the biscuit. This takes the very locked biscuit. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be, I must say. Okay then. At least we've got a few lights on in here.
Hey!
I was just thinking, that looks like the perfect place to have a little scare go by, but it didn't happen. Can I open this? Where does this go? Or press space repeatedly, sorry. I'm not paying attention. I should pay more attention where it is I'm going. Can I go? I can peek, but I can... Yes, I can climb it. Alright, presumably this door is locked. It would be a little too easy if it wasn't.
Locked from the inside.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe there's another way in.
Well, there's no way we're getting in there, because there's a weird light on there. What does it say? Physical plant, as opposed to all of those ethereal plants that make up the rainforest. Right then, what was that? It said press C to do something. You said press C to do something. Don't even try to lie to me. I saw that game. Whatever that was, whether that was a slip-up or something else entirely, I don't know. Alright then. Get out. I was going to say we'll channel our inner Batman and sneak out of here.
No! No!
Oh, the door's open. That's less than spiffing, and there's blood all over the floor. I probably shouldn't have this light on, to be honest with you. Hello, friend! That seemed to be a nurse in stiletto heels. Good to know we've all got some. Oh, I wish I'd been able to look through this window. We'd have probably got a much better view of that happening. Goodness, she tore him right in half, didn't she? Goodness. Alright, can we, visit the crime scene, as it were? Yeah, I don't really need to peek at this, quite frankly. I've seen more than enough of it already. Oh dear, can I crouch? Yes, I
Oh,
can with
shit.
control.
What could have done this?
Gee whiz, I haven't got any idea. Maybe it was the big scary nurse person we saw before. Dear oh dear, that at least means we've got a nice new enemy type to have a bit of fun with. So that's nice. And she unlocked the door for us. What a lovely lady she is. At least I presume it's a lady, otherwise it's a rather interesting sense of dress for anyone else. Oh goodness, is that where she came from? Oh dear, what's that? A cassette. Take it out. I have a stiletto and a kitty art. I really am not afraid to use a kitty art. Man alive. I am.
I'm afraid
Kitty
that the
art.
fragile mental states of the subjects are limiting our studies. Mobius wants us to move past Beacon patients and onto more stable people. They want to get STEM closer to its intended use. Would they see the world in the same way? Would a sane mind weather the psychically draining experience? I had that dream again. I entered the STEM myself.
I had funny dreams last night as well, but I didn't take them to work with me. Enter cover. Oh, here. Luring enemies. Press R to call an enemy, presumably not on the frickin' telephone. When in cover, call out to enemies to lure them in your direction. Why under the sun would I want to do that? Is this using cover? Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around all of this, and you're not giving me much time to speak at all. Proceed to enter cover and arrow keys to move in cover and look around corners. Hide around corners and below obstacles. You can move along walls, peek around corners, and call out to enemies. Alright. Is there a spooky person there? I don't think there's any spooky people there. Is this going to be like in Skyrim where you have that shout that lets you lure enemies that generally involves insulting them? Because that would be quite entertaining, I think. Oh dear, this doesn't seem safe. Sneak down. Oh, I spied a person! I don't know if you saw that, but I spied a person. You see, just there, there's a spooky person. Should we try luring them? Being lured.
Hey!
There we go. Oh, it wasn't an insult. I wanted to hear some sort of hilarious pun about how smelly and stinky they are. Oh dear, this hasn't gone sublimely. And she has a big knife, and I'd rather not fight her if I'm quite frank. I might just try outrunning her. Oh dear, I've run too far. Oh dear, I'm gonna get stabbed in the bum. Idiot. By the skin of my teeth, I'm not gonna get stabbed in the bum. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Stand still to completely recover health. Hide and use cover to not get enough time to read things. Well, that's certainly a lot more forgiving than the main game. Alright then. So presumably I'm not going to have, like, the same sort of healing items that I had. I just need to stay still. We'll get to all of that in one sweet second. Alright. There's more blood there, which is always marvellous. Alright. This little map. Not entirely sure there's anything there that I know I need to be looking for at the moment. It doesn't seem like I can open any of these. Oh, I can go through there, however. But first, I wish to inevitably get myself killed attempting to disarm this. Oh, no. Oh, dear. So, it seems like in terms of, like, the thickness of the blood, there's this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. So I'm going to assume that we started with the thickest load of blood, because if they've got loads of blood on their finger, as they press the button, they're going to sort of have less each time, because some of it's going to wear off. So I'm going to go with this one, then this one, then this one, then I don't think that was right, actually. Can I reset it? I think I should have had those last two in a slightly different order. I think it should have been this one, and this one, then this one, then that one. Well, it didn't explode, and that's a small miracle, as far as I'm concerned. Let us scrap one. Even if it wasn't torn apart and scratched out, I wouldn't be able to read it, because it's in calligraphy. Oh well, we're going to pretend like that is of some kind of consequence or importance, and we're going to scooch this out of the way and see what we can find. There we go. Right. Just kick our way through here. If we can defeat an enemy with a shoe, I think we can defeat a bad guy. Defeat a door Even throwing bottles, yes, it's alright. That much, I get it. There's nobody here. No one at all. Maybe I should, throw the bottle in there to sort of lure them away. Look, go over there. There was a spooky noise. I'm gonna assume that I can't, sneak kill them. Or stab them with a knife, because I don't think I have a knife. So we're just going to, have to sneak around. Which is a shame, because after I'd killed the enemies, I could have had a better look around and see if there was any, items and things. But, I get the impression that this is going to be more based around stealth than around violence. Which at least makes a nice change. Alright, do I need some sort of, keycard for this? No, I don't. Excellent security system. Why did we need this more? Why did we need this instead of just, you know, a door handle or something? What's this say? What? Ooh. Go around luring people. Aha! Yes, answer the phone. It is your manager. He wishes to speak with you about your interim performance management. He says you haven't been capturing enough mysterious detective secret agent people, and he wishes to discuss this problem with you post-haste. Which... Oh, I see. That's a lock. Shock horror. Phil criticized something before realizing its true value and worth to humanity. Alright, so I can go here, but I must need a keycard to get through here. Can't see anything through there, though. Where does this actually lead? Reception and administration. Okay, then. Let's go this way. Presumably, I need to set off that, just turn this off for additional sneakiness. Presumably, I need to set off that phone in order to be seen by a lot of villainous people. In order to lure them away. Let me try doing that again. How I know the telephone number of that one over there is slightly beyond me, but never mind. Lure them in again. And then I can go off to the left where they used to be. Yeah, here we are. And try not to walk underneath this shower of death. It's very dark and spooky here. Can I go in there? There's something very interesting in there. No, I can't. Alright, I'm going to have to try and access it through the ventilation, I suppose. Does this turn right? Yes, it does. Thank heaven for that. Okay, then. Let me see. We can do some more. We can do some more peeking. And we cannot see a great deal. Yes, we can see a great deal. Hello. Giddy aunt, what on earth are you wearing? You don't seem to be wearing very much, actually, so perhaps we ought to stop looking at you and get back to being sneaky. Alright, this seems safe enough. I'm gonna stay crouched. She doesn't see me. On this side of the door. What? Oh, it fell. I mean, there's no way I could still sneak under there, but you know. What have we here? This looks very significant. Office keycard. This keycard belongs to one of the Mobius staff. It appears to have the blood of a previous owner on it. Alright then, so presumably we're not in Beacon Mental Hospital even. Oh dear. In here. They clearly don't have the mental capacity to notice me going in there. Oh no, this is a different person. That person was not wearing a tie. Dear, oh dear, my eyebrows actually started to ache from them being that high for that long. Goodness, well that was a better view than I expected. I spy somebody else though. I think that's the lady with the knife that we saw originally. There we go. I think they've gone now. Goodness, oh man alive! She didn't leave much of you, did she? Kitty aunt. Man alive, that was weird. So she's got some sort of weird flashlight for her face. Instead of having a regular face. Alright. Just wait for you to go by again. No, don't come in here. There's nothing interesting in this office. It's just boring spreadsheets and things. I can sneak by here again. This is nice, actually. I rather like this, in terms of like all the sneaking and stuff, because it's a very nice change of pace. Alright, we can go through there, or go through that. Those sound like the stiletto heels of... I do not know what is going on, but I'm rather scared, so if you don't mind, I'm just going to... Yep, there's the stiletto heel of death, and oddly it's not mine. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, alright. I think I got spotted. I'm not quite sure where she was, but wherever she was too close for comfort. Alright, let's move swiftly on. Yes, as I was saying, I rather like the stealth mechanics. It makes a lovely change of pace from just being so violent all the time. As much as I do enjoy a good bit of violence, but when you've got like a long series like this, it's nice to have a little change of pace and mechanic. Right. This is all very dark, and I suddenly am not allowed to move anymore. Why do you want me to move so much slower all of a sudden? There's villainous demons everywhere. I don't think we should be tardy. I think we should be expedient. More than expedient. Oh, right, yeah, this confirms we're in the old Mobius Corporation. They like their houseplants. That much is certain. Alright, can I read anything or get any kind of documents or clues or evidence? Because goodness knows I've got a hell of a lot of questions about this place and not many answers. Okay, let's head through here.
Agent status terminated. Authorization
What?
invalid.
I have been booted out?
Terminated. Maybe I can force it open with the computer.
This is the least professional way to tell someone they've been fired. Alright, can I re-add myself to the system?
Analyzing data.
I am just going to get to zoom out one to the same time. You know the oh dear. You know the... Nice stockings. Do you mind shoving off? Gideon, thank heaven for that loincloth. You know at the beginning of Pixar films, thank you. Yeah, you know at the beginning of Pixar films where they have that little lamp that jumps along and then jumps up and down on top of the eye? Imagine that.
That thing used its light.
Indeed. Yeah, imagine that thing from the beginning of the Pixar movies, except it's been having a really, really rough week at work. Its wife has just left it and it's recently been mugged. And then it turned into a sadistic serial killer. That seems to be what we've got now. Okay then. Please tell me it's not anywhere oh, whoopty frickin' doodle. I have such positive memories of this frickin' thing. Indeed. Man alive. This is a surprisingly psychedelic experience in the sense that we've got no idea where we are at any time and everything's a bit weird. Maybe it's all a symptom of all these freaky plants this corporation seems to be so pleased with.
The system is activated. You'll hear a high-pitched noise. And then, we can't do anything to help.
What's gonna happen to me?
All I can say is that it will be unsettling, but Leslie will be in there with you. You'll need to find her.
This is from before. Leslie. Is he really here?
Oh, she's actually saying that. She's not just thinking it. That's interesting. So that was the noise that we heard as we went through the game that would cause Joseph and the doctor and the detective cause him such a headache all of a sudden, which is interesting. So I've just realised a rather odd sort of contradiction. At the beginning, it seemed as if the man in the shadows wanted Kidman to capture Leslie. so that they could use him in the STEM machine. But then near the end of the game, she seemed more
Leslie
interested in
is
killing
here.
him.
Okay, I gotta get to him before anything else does.
Indeed. Yes, then suddenly she seemed more interested in killing him, but presumably the directive changed as time went by, and it became more important that Ruvik was kept away from having or capturing Leslie, even if that meant we didn't get the opportunity to use him instead. Right then, may I save the game once again by no, I'm not going to make that joke. That's a very obvious and very filthy joke, so we're going to move swiftly on from that. Right then, I do severely regret standing here. I'm sorry, what? I have got to tone it down on the drinking. Man alive. You saw that as well, didn't you? Man alive, what was that? Was that a glitch? Was that meant to happen? Why was that so freaky? That was all very, very strange. Alright, I think that's enough of that. Ow, my face. Do you mind? Where did it go? Is it back on there now? No, it's not. There is something mightily fishy going on around here, and I don't fully understand any of it. Alright, let's scooch our way through here. And, see what we can find. There's a rather exciting looking painting over there. Oh good, and more of these paintings. Can I go through here? Okay. Can I point my foot of death in the right direction? I can send it right through, but I can't actually do anything with it. I noticed the keeper's head over there, and a painting. There's actually the number 8 on there. I didn't see that before. Look, there's a number 16 over there. There must be more significance to that room than I realised. And then there's this picture over here, which looks like it was painted from Pikmin from Fallout 4. Just a little scary. That's also the keeper's hammer, unless I'm mistaken. Okay, we can go through here, scoot through here, and see what we can find. I do not feel safe listening to this music. I really do not. So where was the 16? It's there on that little picture of a of just a little landscape. Alright. Are these perhaps combinations to the safe lock here? Because there's... Yes. Select dial, mouse move. Oh, okay, so I can select the 3 dials here. The question is what number goes to which. There must be some significance to that. That one's turned on its side as... Hang on a minute, where does the number keep going? Oh, I see. The number's only visible when you shine the light on it. That's interesting. Yeah, I find myself wondering whether that might refer to the 2 at the top, because it's got 2 dials on it. But unless they both want it to be, unless they want both of those numbers to be 8 rather than just one of them. But I'm not seeing any other numbers. So let me try doing 8 on both of these little ones, and 16 on the lower ones. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. And then for this one we'd want 1, 2, 3. And then for this one we would want 16, so we'll move it up to 15 and then 1 more. Unless it wants the 2 upper ones to be 8 in total, in which case there'd be 4 each perhaps. I have absolutely no idea. There's no, like, enter combination button, as it were. So, I'm a little confused by that. Maybe the colour is more significant than I realised, because the 8 is written in a red ink. And the blue, or the 16, is written in blue ink. I don't know what the yellow one is. But if we just try each combination, we'll find out it's 9. Right. I've no idea where the yellow one is, but it doesn't matter. We definitely found it, and we definitely did the puzzle legitimately. I see, so the pictures that they were on were less important than the colour of the ink that they were written in. That makes a little bit more sense. Let me scoot my bum back through here again. It wasn't like written on any of these other paintings, was it? I don't believe so, no. So I've got no idea where that was, unless you are meant to use the first two numbers and then do the other bit by trial and error, but that seems a little bit unlikely to me. Alright then. You better remain dead, person. Okay, if I can't interact with the body by meleeing it, then I'd assume that, I have a bad feeling about this. I would assume that they're properly dead. Oh, that just gives you an empty box. Oh, alright then, that seems fair enough. That seems actually quite sort of logical and clever as well. Let me turn the light off for a second. To wait for him to sort of turn away a little bit before I try to sneak inside, because there's a thing in there I want on that desk. Perhaps I should crouch. Perhaps I shouldn't. That means I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Now, where do I... Oh, goodness, there's actually quite a lot of them. Oh, dear, let me sneak this way. Let me sneak. Be very sneaky. I'm not very good at stealth games. That's why there's so few on the channel. Partly because there aren't very many good ones that are free, but also because I'm rather dreadful at them. Alright, would you like to stop facing in this direction? Thank you. Alright then. So, I think it's on the inside of this little cubicle here. I need to lure the man in the tie away. Let me try throwing that. Which isn't quite where I wanted it to land, but you know, it will do. That's right, just stand in the corner and kiss, while I get this, and then try to maneuver my bum out of here without getting myself murdered. That seems to have gone relatively well. Let me stuff myself in this cupboard for 5 minutes where I feel vaguely safe. And then, I do wish I could get a better view before I look out of these things. And then, we shall sneak away. Well, that went relatively well. I probably shouldn't say that, given that we're not finished yet. But, you know. Oh, there's a keycard reader over there. Is that where it's going? Because there is a thing over there, past that green light. You saw nothing? You're seeing absolutely nothing. Alright, it seems like I'm a lot better hidden when I'm actually in cover. I've got to press so many frickin' buttons in this bit. There we are. Perfect. Right, what's this? It's a calculator. Why do I want a calculator? What? If I were to call this phone... Oh, I see. I can use that to ring the phone. Except I can't, because there's no button prompt that actually lets me do that. But never mind. Have they gone over to see that? Did the phone actually go off? It just didn't play the sound. No, it didn't. Why can't I... Oh, do you mean if I ring the other phone, I can ring this one? Is that what you're on about? Alright, that would make slightly more sense. Can I cover in the doorway? Yeah, there we go. I literally have to move the keyboard into a different position. There we go, that's a bit more comfortable, if a little less intuitive to my brain. Alright, now where's this phone I want to ring? Is there. Okay. Because that should hopefully get them both away from the door. Call this. I might crouch while doing that, but you know, that's just the crazy kind of person I am. Oh, Gideon. I was almost spotted. I know what to do, I know what to do, I know what to do. I've outsmarted you! Ha-ha! I was rather hoping he'd like stand there and cry and weep and be ashamed of himself. Oh, they can check the lockers. Well, that's interesting. Alright then. One down and another button pressed wrong. Alright, I'm going to go back and get another bottle. Because frankly, this has been a little bit of a stressful experience, and I require some liquid courage. Either that or just some liquid stupidity, one or the other. Might say they're quite similar. Alright, because if I use this bottle, then I can lure him away from the door long enough for me to, Do you think he can get out of there eventually? I don't know, but I might ring the phone again just to screw with him. Nope, that didn't work. Gitsy odds. Instead, I got spied by that person. Let me throw that over there. And then I'll go through this way. And then while they're not looking, I'll use the keycard and get through the door! I'm shocked that worked. That had no right to be half as successful as it was. Alright then. We could go through this door, or we could go through here. The door seems a little too easy. A little bit too sort of naive, if you like. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go into this claustrophobic little cupboard instead. I feel vaguely safe in here. Oh, the door was blocked. Okay, good. Turns out my naivety was not false. Alright then, what do we have here? We have some sort of strange,
Don't you ever forget.
thing.
You're one of us now.
What's all this about? So there's the symbol, which is being shined on by this light, which is making a symbol over here. And there's another symbol here that perhaps I can shine my light on in order to cast a shadow in the right sort of spot in order to complete this this thing. I don't think that's quite lined up correctly, but the game seems forgiving enough that it doesn't mind. Alright, we can't go through here. Any other things of excitement in the bin, which we can have great degrees of fun with? It would seem not. Alright then. Let me this bit is going for a very different type of horror than the main game was. I feel like the main game is going off a type of horror of making you feel sort of horrified.
The air feels so heavy in here.
Horrified by what you saw in terms of like the gore and so forth. Versus this one, I think is trying to roll with something a bit different, making you feel very sort of vulnerable by giving you next to no weapons. So that you feel a lot more vulnerable to the enemies. So there's a much higher cost of being caught because you can't get yourself out of a
After
pickle.
months of secrets, subterfuge, and indoctrination, they brought me into their fold. This place is elaborate, to say the least. Despite the modernistic visage, the research they have been doing here seems to date back to over a century ago. This place has history, and from what I can grasp, this facility is only one branch of many. Institutions, powerful families, their reach seems grand, and therefore the possibilities for me seem equally as rich. Clearly, my own unique methods at Beacon have piqued their interest, and I am most grateful for the opportunity. Most of what the researchers have been working on, however, seems archaic by today's standards. They told me budget is of no concern. Results are the only thing that matter. Juggling duties here at the hospital seems manageable, but Reuben, comparatively insignificant, but even at his young age, his studies are remarkable. Perhaps one day he will even assist me with my work here.
Alright, so this was quite some time ago, because this was back when Reuben was, you know, Reuben and not Ruvik. So that dates that by quite a bit of time.
This is not a negotiation, Dr. Jimenez. We are expected to reach a solution, hence the founding of this facility.
He's very
I
tall, isn't
understand
he?
that, and I appreciate the time you've given me.
Time has a limit, and we're approaching that point. If you've outspent your usefulness, we will need to find someone more suitable.
Let's not be so hasty. I've done tests with our visual diagnosis, and there is something I must speak to you about. Please, come with me. The projector is in the next room.
Also seems to have had a haircut in the last time we saw him. Either that or he's wearing platform shoes, one or the other. Alright, well, I was going to say I'm glad we're getting a bit more information on the story, because there were certainly a hell of a lot of unanswered questions. But goodness knows, all this just seems to throw up more questions. rather than actually answer any of them. Hello again. I was wondering if you'd turn up at some point. Turns out you did. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Doesn't actually seem to be a door into that room. Why do you have a room with no door in it? No, there seriously is no door into that room. Goodness, how mysterious. Strange. I can understand having like an observation room or something, but surely you need a way of putting something in there to observe it and getting it out eventually and getting food in there. But seemingly not. Alright then. What am I listening to? Well, that's a filing cabinet. I thought it was a television at first. Seem to have some slightly different magazines. Oh really, that's not just a brand of energy drink, it's also a brand of newspaper. How very mysterious. Alright, what's in the screaming cabinet of death? Oh right, that's one of those noises you have to, that you use to indicate where you are.
It's my hypothesis that we haven't succeeded because so far we've only been using visuals, audio stimuli, passive influence, even on my patients with limited mental capacity. This method is rejected by the user. If we are to accomplish what we intend, we will need to refocus. We need direct access.
And what do you propose?
It's, how shall I say, a pet project of sorts. A mechochemical process. With it, we should be able to have a direct influence on the individual, potentially even access their subconscious. I have the data in the next room. Let me show you.
Everything's in the next room, isn't
video.
it?
I remember they showed me that when I was brought here.
Why? It doesn't seem to do anything. It just seems to be a scan of a couple of scans of a brain, followed by a load of random stimuli, and then some pictures of eyeballs and things. It's all a little mysterious. But yeah, I really do feel this doctor needs to start organising himself into one specific room rather than spreading everything out so much. But never mind. Well, here we go. Goodness. I don't know. Either Jimenez is very short, or that man is seriously very tall. I don't know. So presumably that's talking about the development of the Kinky Evenings, development of the STEM machine project thing. It sounds like, here we go. Yeah, it sounds like there's a thing here. Oh, that is the STEM, isn't it? Yes. Look, it's got like the beds where you have the people, and then their heads near the machine so they can be strapped in. And then that weird thing in the middle where we found Ruvik's brain that one time. Can we read the post-it note? No, we cannot. It's all fuzzy. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright. So can we find more information on each of these individual boards? Sort of. There we are. This needs to be back up a little bit. Yes, and here we have it from a slightly different angle. More sort of onlooker's angle. That actually looks a bit different. No, that's the one with the baths instead of beds. Unless this one was also baths and I just didn't realise because we were looking at it from a vertical perspective. It might have been. Presumably the purpose of having the bath was so that they could immerse the subject into some form of chemical, which would benefit the procedure somehow. I'm not a psychochemist, alright? I have to make guesses about these things and not informed decisions. Yeah, there's definitely the bath. Shame is it's all just too small to read, which is a shame. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. They seem to be putting mannequins in these things, or possibly Lego people, judging by the hands, before they actually put real people in it. So that's something to be grateful
This
for.
research here, this is exactly what we've been looking for. I call it STEM.
I don't remember
I'm
saying
sure you and your superiors will find this most satisfactory.
You mentioned the design was from a pupil of yours. In that case, where do you fit in?
He is an unstable individual. Perhaps it is better that I continue to be the one to contact in this situation.
I'd like you to bring this man in. You should all be able to have a productive conversation. What did you say his name was?
Ruben. Ruben Victoriana.
This man has clearly never met Ruben if he thinks he can have a productive conversation with that man. Frankly, the only way you can have a productive conversation with Ruben is on either sides of a brick. Are you waking up? No, but something else is, so I should probably turn the light off and get the hell out of here before it opens the door and kills me. Yes, the door is definitely open. Alright, let's be big and brave. Either that or just really, really stupid, one or the other. Looks like there's another door at the end of the corridor that just slammed shut. How very strange. No, I'm not going to be able to get into that. Although there's a bit of plastic thing in the way. Well, we could try and get through there, or we could go through here. Frankly, this seems a little safer. Can I get through here? No, I'll take that as a no. All right then. Let me constantly forget where you need to tap space, where you need to press it, and where you need to hold it. And then we'll go through this door. Oh, good. And, oh no, we're not in a prison. That's good. That's just like an elevator. Great. That's good. What does this say? Authorized personnel only. I might have tried something a little bit more substantial to stop the unauthorized personnel entering, like some sort of bouncer, rather than a nondescript sign. But never mind. Alright then.
I haven't been feeling well, but look, let's just get out of here. There's something wrong with this place.
That's where Leslie was before. And now those two, where are they headed?
That makes no sense. That was the detective and Joseph, but I don't ever remember the detective and Joseph being in that room during the game. Can I go through here now that I've added my brain to the computer or whatever it is I'm doing with that thing?
Agent status terminated. Please contact biometrics for reauthentication.
There's one thing biological that the biometrics people can have after firing me from my job without as much as a curt system-generated email. But that isn't very mentionable, so we shan't worry about it. Okay, good. Here is another option to save. That's good, because we've been going a decent volume of time, and I want to... I don't ideally want to let the videos get quite as long as they used to. So we'll let biometrics wait until next time, I think, whilst we give the cat some attention. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I suppose it would only be fair, given that she's here, to show you my own cat-saving device. Oh, my knees! Why am I so old? Come here, cat-saving device. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright then. So, yes. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the beginning to this DLC. Yes, as I said, I like the sudden change of mechanics away from a mainly combat game to mainly stealth game. It makes a lovely change and means that you're not really at an advantage because you've already played the main game, because they'd have to make the DLC a lot tougher for the sake of you not being really good at the game already because you've been through hours of it. And like you know how to do the combat, so by changing it up they sort of take away that advantage, which makes it a bit scarier. And I'm very interested to see more of this stocking wearing, flashlight faced freakazoid that seems to be murdering everybody. So yeah, I look forward to playing more of this DLC and seeing what sort of answers it provides us, even though thus far we don't seem to be getting any. Because from what I can tell at the moment, it seems like Ruben came up with the idea of the STEM device, Jimenez nabbed it, who had been employed by the Mobius Corporation, in order to improve upon some sort of idea that the Mobius Corporation had had. Exactly what purpose Leslie comes into all of this, I don't know. But I do not understand any of these things. I only understand that we have a nice pussycat. Right then. Oh, goodness, a nice pussycat. Let's just put her claws into my thigh. I do wish you wouldn't do that. But, if you so insist, that is what you can do with your afternoon. Right then. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. Look after each other, and good night.